On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in the history of our country.
Donald Trump made the mass deportation of undocumented immigrants the signature promise of his election campaign.
But the day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion of our country ends.
He said he'll declare a national emergency on day one and use the military to round up what he calls millions of illegals and throw them out of the country.
Or kick them the hell out of our country and fast.
And remember, these aren't idle threats. Few can forget the images of children lying in cages wrapped in foil, having been taken from their parents' arms at the border. That was Trump's first term in office.
And now we have a record illegal migration.
And the man who carried out that family separation policy is the very same person Trump has put in charge of the border now.
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now, because you're going home. You're damn right.
It's that ultra hardline rhetoric of an imminent crackdown, of police raids and packed detention centres that sent chills through the immigrant population in America and has Democrats here in Congress scrambling to try to protect them before the deportations begin.
Mi nombre es Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. My name is
AOC, as she's known, is leading the charge, urging Joe Biden to give temporary protected status to 300,000 undocumented Ecuadorians, many of whom live in her district in New York.
We agree. Being undocumented is a problem. But our solution, instead of turning the military on our own people, is to document them. To document the undocumented.
One of them is Camila Ruilova Bustamante.
And helped me stay in this country.
She came across the border as a 7-month-old baby with her mother and grandmother. 23 years later, she's still not been able to get the paperwork she needs to be legal.
The threat of deportation is imminent.
How frightened are you? What's your fear?
My fear is that I'll get deported to a country that I don't know. Haven't been here since I was 7 months old. My biggest fear, I think, would be that my family is torn apart.
We tell her story to voters, Trump voters, just an hour outside of DC to see if there was any empathy for Camilla. And there was some, but not much.
There's going to be sad stories.
She might be among them.
She might be among them. I don't know how it's all going to plan out. I would love to see, she came at 7 months old. It's not her fault she was here illegally,
Her mum is with her, by the way, and is also still undocumented.
Her mom should go home at least, at the very least.
Others had less empathy.
Send her home. Let her figure out how to get legal. We just got to get control over the border and know who's coming in here.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Was one of the reasons because of immigration?
Yes. My family did it the right way. So why not go down the path of actually becoming official?
Not so simple. The Immigration Office told us it has nearly 7.8 million immigration cases currently on its books, while other estimates put the total number of undocumented migrants at over 13 million people, a number that's risen sharply under President Biden. And officials told us there are more than 600,000 migrants with either criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. They don't break down what the convictions are for, so it could include things like traffic violations. But that's just detail to Trump, who seized on migrant crime, and one crime in particular.
We vowed to keep Lakin's memory alive for as long...
The horrific murder of a nursing student, Laken Riley, in Georgia by an undocumented Venezuelan.
He was an illegal migrant, and he shouldn't have been in our country.
The killer was sent to prison for life, but Trump and the right has been using the case to stoke fear and legitimize a crackdown on all migrants.
This is going to become intimate. Just individuals that you know in your community that are small business owners, that work in your restaurants, that go to school with your children, are being removed.
A former immigration official under Biden said Trump's plans are doable, but only with thousands of extra staff and billions more dollars. Donald Trump is talking about removing between 10 and 20 million what he calls illegal migrants. Huge number. What does that look like? It sounds dystopian.
It's going to take 100 to 200,000 federal officials, both law enforcement, logistics staff, detention staff, bus drivers, logistics, transportation, etc., to bring that all together into a working operation. We're talking a military level style operation, run from the White House.
So that's possible.
Anything is possible when law enforcement best practices are thrown out the door, and it's just about literally the logistics of moving human beings sort of without care and compassion. You could very quickly turn around and do 20 to 30,000 removals per week after the first couple of months of a new Trump administration.
The administration's soon-to-be press secretary told Channel 4 News, President Trump will marshal every federal and state power necessary to institute the largest deportation operation of illegal criminals, drug dealers and human traffickers in American history. He will deliver. He said the same last time, but figures show Trump ended up deporting fewer migrants than Obama. This time round, he's determined not to make the same mistake again.